Hey guys, Grego's here. Just so I give you an update on give you all an update on Karma Commodore. So Andrew, we've got the front and rear glass out because of course I think I've only done the one video, the intro video to this. So what's happened is we've pulled the glass out. Of course the windscreen cracked, but it was an old one, so these things happen. And the owner has got the panels we need to repair all this, but we've just doing a bit of research. We're new to Commodore land. We're just working out how to take this dash top off so that we can repair all this properly. So all the tops look okay, shouldn't be a drama there, but it's even down here's not too bad, but it's starting there, and it's wholly over there, so you're better off to put the new panel in. Sort of looks pretty straightforward, but in here we've had to unpick the old whatever you call this, rear cowl or whatever. You can see it's been fiberglassed. So and this was a previous patch that was from up here or somewhere. Anyway, the point is that he's had to cut out and remove a strip using the air chisel to remove that inner. That's the lip for the outer skin. So we have a new one of those, so that's cool. We can work with that, which is this one here. So it's good that companies sort of like Rare Spares or whatever other companies at least give you the option to make that. So we've got to trim a bit more off that and get all that fitted, but we've got to repair all this inner first. So that's actually part of the structure that's on. Well, it's also welded to the wheel arch, but it does get some support from here, so we need all this repaired. Over that side's only got a little bit missing at the top, so we will just replicate that curve and all that's there. All of this gets covered over, but you need it there as part of the structure before we put the outer skin on. So yeah, the skin should go on pretty straightforward once this has been trimmed up and it's sitting flush. It should be all good. And we have another good condition rear panel here. The top section looks okay up there. It all looks lined up all right, so it's really just we'll be removing what we need to from that panel. That's the story there. This is the patch where it used to have the LPG receptacle filling with gas. Yeah, that's it there. It's actually, yeah, LPG is a gas they were promoting in the 90s, and that is cheaper, cleaner form of fuel. But unfortunately, you know, got to the stage where it was about a third of petrol at one stage, but now they've worked out that it's closer to 60 or 70%, and then it's not viable after that because you do use more gas than you do petrol anyway. So back to the dinosaur juice with this one, old school V8, but you know, as long as they're geared right and it's driven not like a hoon, they can be reasonable. This car will actually be towing a caravan or something like that, so it's yeah, it's going to have enough power for that job anyway. So this was all handmade, as was this piece. You can see the bead line that's rolled into that, plus a curve, plus an outer thing there. So yeah, everything's just roughly tacked into place, and then it's manipulated to where you need it to be before doing the final weld. So coming along, definitely. So you just got to put the hours into it, the time, and things will progress. So it's been sitting for a long time. Don't look at the dates of the first video I made when the car was dropped off, but we have actually done some work on a couple of panels. So the bonnet is basically ready to, all the repairs are done and it's stripped back to bare, clean metal, epoxied. So that's right. And one of the guards as well, the driver's guard is done, and the driver's door is done. So yeah, we're getting around it, but now's the time to get into the main structure of the car and get into the ugly side of it. So, but soon it will be a sweet looking car. Leave it with us. Thought I'd give you a quick update, and looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. Something a bit different for us. Different is good. Keeps everything fresh. We're not learning as we're going, but there's a few things on the car that are different to, like metal repairs, and that's all pretty much the same, whether it's a Barina or a Bentley. The metal is metal, but it's just specifics of putting the car together, taking doors off, all these differences in how cars are made. That's the part that we're working out. So if anyone's, I know from one video, I think Tavo had a video up. He's doing a Brock replica, and he had a video of how to remove the dash, but unfortunately he didn't actually show how he did it. He just had a point where it was in, and then the next shot of the video, he's got it all out on the lawn, all painted. So because you can paint the vinyl on this, and because he's doing a Brock replica, he painted it blue. But I know there's 3 screws that hold this top part on, and there's a 10mm nut underneath you got to undo, but it's getting to them is like how much of all this we've got to remove, or can we reach it another way without dismantling the whole dash. So not sure. Might even get the owner around to do that for us, and yeah, but we'll work it out as we go along. We won't waste too much time on it, put it that way, because you know, you don't want to waste time doing things that shouldn't take too long to do. So better off to get all the information first, or someone who's done it before or whatever, and then get the advice you need, and then that's it. So alrighty, signing out for now, and follow along, like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment on what you think of the project. Alrighty, we'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, update time. The update is, yeah, that's it. We had the owner and his son come out and got stuck into pulling the dash out. So that is good news, especially, oh, hang on, you're a bit dusty there. Yeah, so that's really good news, because that's all stripped out nicely. If anything, plastic in the dash, like the vents and all that, are known to break when disassembling. Well, because they did it, they were pretty careful, I think, and got everything out more or less in one piece. They had to pull out the whole heater unit and everything. But yeah, we've got this panel ready to go in. That's no problems. But we did discover, once they had pulled the heater core out and more stuff, a little bit of action happening in there. So that was, you can see this foam has gotten wet, and once it traps moisture, and it's a downhill spiral. So Andrew's gonna have to cut quite a chunk out of that. Had to work on the floor anyway, but yeah, mainly that's all structural stuff, so it will have to be done with some heavier gauge stuff, and we will get that looking like new. So yeah, that's the update. So that was actually good news because I was worried that we were going to have to try and work out how to remove that. And if you haven't done it, you haven't done it, and you can spend a lot of time. It's not a waste of time, but I mean, you can see the 3 tabs. That's the, but you got to remove virtually everything bar the steering wheel to get to those 3 tabs to undo the nuts. So Andrew said he was interested in sticking to doing the back, so we're going to get this all sorted out, get this gap sorted out. These rare spares panel are a bit how do you do, so I think Andrew's going to have to modify that, because it just doesn't have that nice sharp edge. It doesn't have that even gap. It's just not real great. So we've got the portabower pushing that up at the moment to get it to level, because the idea is that you've got a nice even gap all the way around once it's latched down. But this is nowhere near it at this stage. So you can see where those patches have been put in the parcel shelf, so that's all good. And you probably can't see it there, but yeah, Andrew's cut out a section in there. Yeah, and it's all rust on the inside of the roof, so that'll all be cleaned up and rust treated, and this here is starting to eat away, so we will cut a patch out of there as well. So bit of fabricating, but that's okay. We've actually had a big shift here. Moved where we've put everything in storage, moved it to the under my house. Had no choice really, so now we've got a pretty awesome metalworking area. So you know, I've still got a few motors and stuff stored, but planisher, wheel. We moved this bench down. My wife used to have this as a sewing bench, but wasn't quite working where it was. We've only got small rooms in the house, so this is now a bench, a good solid bench, nice and heavy. Andrew likes the idea of moving this around actually, but the vise is bolted in and the folder is bolted in, so plenty of room around the shrinker stretcher and the bead roller. And we're still gonna possibly, this is a very low working height on this stand, so we're talking about having a bit of RHS that size come up, and so you can clamp that down, and all those parts there are all designed to slot in the top. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so you know, technically with this new work area, we've still got some residual stuff that, you know, if we feel like jumping on the treadmill after a 10-hour day, then we can do that, because we've got a treadmill there as well. So there's a few things. Yeah, so what we're going to do is add another light, like the super bright one down there. One of them switched off already, this middle one, but we need one over this work area here, and it will all be lit up nicely. So anything we have to fabricate is going to be much easier, and it's only a short walk to the job. And we have the added advantage of having enough room for a third vehicle. In this case, it's Bill's trailer, which we're trying to finish off. We've got to repaint Snorlax, but that's neither here nor there. So we're getting through, you know, the bonnets rust and that panel and this door are already rust repaired, stripped down in epoxy, so they're all good, and the boot as well. So now it's time to work on this back area here. Andrew wasn't 100% happy with this arch, so he may be redoing that or modifying what's there. But at least now we can also get to this area here. And the areas like the floor, you definitely want the shape very similar to what's there. Oh, this is the back panel, so that's I think that's going on tomorrow, so that's exciting. So this project is moving forward at a good pace. So yeah, that piece doesn't have to be millimetre perfect, but close enough so that when you put a new carpet kit in, the moulded carpet kits, that it all sits there nicely. So yeah, but you know, it's not covered in mirror finish paint, so you don't have to worry too much. So yeah, I'm just having a Hollandia because just to, you know, wash the dust down a bit. So, you know, I've heard comments before, you shouldn't be showing you having a drink, but it is just about 6 o'clock and we've been down here all day and just thought I'd have a nice ale to wash the dust down. So okay, so that's where we're at. Probably better lighting like this, isn't it? So yeah, so Karma the Commodore will be one of the nicest ones around. I pretty much guarantee it. It's gonna be super straight mirror finish paint. Although it's not like silly, you know, it's not silly amount of time or money going into it either. So there is still, you know, it's not a full show car. It's just going to be a super nice car that you could use as a daily. So yeah, so that's all for now, and I'll update you all soon. Hope you're doing well and follow the journey. So bit out of our ordinary, but that's not a bad thing. It's good to push yourself. So to become I'm not going to say to become the best, but to become not even successful. See, it's very hard. Success is an interesting word, but to get to where you want to go, and you know, I have a vision in my head of how I want us to be in years to come as a father and son team, and possibly more. Then you've just got to have that vision and that drive to become better all the time. So, but not get to the stage where you are no longer approachable or affordable. So you can go, it's my way or the highway, which, you know, in a way it depends who you're dealing with. So yeah, I guess the thing is we're just keeping it real. We're working with people's budgets, so not everyone's going to get the perfect bog-free, you know, file finish that everyone loves, because that takes a good amount of time and equals a good amount of money. So not everyone's got that money, but they just want a nice looking car with the rust fixed, and you know, yeah, so they're pretty much all classics. We've got some exciting projects coming in the wings soon, but yeah, this is we're definitely happy to be working on a bit of classic Aussie cars. Alrighty, that's out for now. Ciao.